fact, not fiction. I've rubbed elbows with the rich and the poor as an entire class outstrip the rich in integrity and just being nice, being people. A homeless person that likes you will give their shirt off their back when they don't even have one. And the rich, you know, they don't have any concept of enough. They need more. I'm embarrassed to be an American. Americans electing Donald Trump, a convicted felon who is a sex predator, paid out like $5 million to E. Jean Carroll because he molested her in a dressing room at like Macy's in New York. He's gonna lead this country. Disgusting. Anyways, my name is Danny Quinn. I have my tray of blasted on my stomach. We're living a game. It's a war between the rich and the poor. Okay, the rich who have more than enough, and the poor who have nothing. And the rich do everything they can to keep them down because there's so many good, intelligent people in the lower socioeconomic communities that if they had the same opportunities as the whites, they would kick ass, take names, it'd be done, okay? That's what I'm gonna do, Oprah. When I have billions of dollars because I can make a liquid that acts like the fountain of youth, what I'm gonna do is pay blacks and Mexicans that are in gangs to save this planet from the rich who are trying to kill it. Okay, look at everything we buy. There's warning, danger, caution, toxic will kill you. Okay, that's all they give us to use. They're strip mining Earth as we speak, and there's nothing we can do about it. Okay, guys like Elon Musk, where the fuck did he come from? He didn't just end up with billions of dollars. Okay, he's a silver spoon motherfucker. That flop straight up. He was a Democrat and now he's a Republican. You know, up there sucking Donald Trump's cock. Absolutely disgusting. Fact not fiction. The poor, as an entire class of people, outstrip the rich in integrity, honesty. Okay, you don't see a lot of lawyers in the lower socioeconomic classes because if people fuck up, they get dealt with, they get served. That's for the Mexican and the black communities. You know, they're not like whites. Okay, whites, you can't trust them as far as you can throw them. And I'm white, but not really, Oprah. Okay, I'm albino. I'm black spiritually and definitely athletically. See the play. See me covering running backs and wide receivers at Notre Dame, man for man, and shutting them down like Deion Sanders. Superior speed, not just barely hanging, but running with them and wondering where they can't get faster or can't get open. All right. If it wasn't for Lou Holtz, everybody on planet Earth would know my name. I was the most dominant, white-skinned football player to ever play the game of football. Okay, I hit like a truck. Pat Tillman, he was good. Okay, he couldn't hold my jockstrap. I was bigger, faster, stronger. I knocked people out of games on a regular basis with concussions in practice. I think I ended Rich Morrison's career in Notre Dame by doing hitting drills and giving him concussions. He was never the same. Okay, I was a beast. And Lou Holtz is part of the power structure holding everything good back. He's a monster, and I'm going to serve him even after he's dead with the truth about who he is and what he did. Okay? Black quarterbacks taking over the NFL. I'll tell you what, the finest black quarterback that I've ever seen in my life was Tony Rice. Okay? His freshman year, he came in early during the summer with Todd Light, two spectacular athletes. Tony Rice was the finest quarterback I've ever seen. He was so accurate that he was getting Tim Brown and other receivers bruises because his arm was so strong. He was a cannon. Okay, all he had to do was develop touch, and I personally witnessed Lou Holtz ruin that kid, jump on him twice in practice. Okay, the second time taking him to the ground. Okay, in a fit of manic rage because Tony fucked up or did something wrong, and Lou Holtz couldn't deal with it, and he blew a fuse. Kind of like when I made the play in Notre Dame and catch a tailback diving for a touchdown. Do you like football, Daniel?
Sometimes.
Well, you know what? The less you like football, the more well-rounded and better person you are. They've done studies. Okay, people that don't like football don't usually beat their wife, their kids, or their pets after their teams lose. Okay, they don't go nuts and lose it. Anyway, what was I saying about Tony Rice and Notre Dame? Bottom line, I was the best white linebacker to ever play the game of football. Coach Holtz held me back. Coach Holtz fired me. Put it like this, we're playing Pittsburgh, Daniel, and we're on the goal line. Notre Dame, I'm actually lined up in the end zone because Pittsburgh only has 4 to 6 inches to go for a touchdown. And from outside linebacker, I catch the tailback diving for a touchdown and save 6 points. Okay? Guess what? Huge conspiracy. Okay? The commentators don't even mention my name. I'll show you the video after I'm done doing this video. And I'm clearly wrapped up. I clearly tackle him in slow-mo. But the commentators don't even mention my name. And when I hit the sideline, Lou Holtz is so fucking furious because he had ordered me to stay home and look for a sweep. A sweep on the goal line? Are you kidding me? If the other team sweeps on the goal line, tosses the ball and lets the tailback try to run around the end, and they don't score a touchdown, there's a chance that coach might be fired immediately or definitely after the season if they lose that game. Okay? It's such everybody in America, there's grandmothers in the South that were flipping quarters, wondering if it was going to be a fullback, a tailback, or a quarterback sneak going up the middle. Anyways, Lou Holtz was so incensed, outraged at me for saving 6 points because he was he was price fixing, point shaving. Okay, he was trying to throw the game. He didn't want to win, and he immediately fired me on the side. When I hit the sidelines, that made the greatest stop in the history of Notre Dame football. He fires me from the second team to the fourth team. The fact that I was in the second team, the kid that was starting in front of me, Dave Butler, before the season started, came over to my dorm room with a case of beer and a fifth of Jack Daniels as an apology for playing in front of me. It was clear who was better. Okay, I was a superstar. I was the number 7 linebacker coming out of high school in recruiting. I was white and I was faster than every black kid that was on the field. My sophomore year in high school, we were playing Verbum Day, an all-black parochial school from Los Angeles that was a powerhouse in football. They were like on a 33-game winning streak when we played them. And Alexander Hamilton, their quarterback, was in the open field running for a touchdown, and I caught him from behind. Okay? We played Lincoln, San Diego, and Steve Taylor, who went to Nebraska and led them to 2 national championships. The number 2 play on my resume, it was a quarterback sneak, and my coach called it perfectly. It was a middle linebacker blitz, and I chose correctly. I met him in the hole. The collision, they said you could hear it across the street in the projects where the Mexicans live. I didn't wrap up. I didn't think I had to. And instead of falling down, Steve caught himself and raced to the other sideline, and I beat him there. And he stopped, and I went by like a missile. I missed 2 tackles on one play. And my asshole coach The fact that I touched Steve Taylor twice on the same play tells you how fucking fast I am. Okay, because Steve Taylor was fast enough to lead Nebraska to 2 national championships. And my coach, John Cannon, who was an absolute fucking monster, one of the worst coaches, you know what he said? Maybe I should think about offensive tackle. Really. Yeah, if it wasn't for John Cannon and then Lou Holtz, I wouldn't have quit football. Put it like this. If I go to the NFL with my friendship with Mark Brandon, have you ever seen a movie called Tequila Sunrise Girl? With Mel Gibson, Michelle Pfeiffer?
No, I wanted to see it.
You wanted to see it but didn't? Well, I'll tell you what. Mel Gibson's character, that's based on my friend Mark Brandon, okay? All the way down to the red cigarette boat, all right? How I became friends with Mark Brandon, who was the biggest drug dealer in California. He was the point guy between Mexico and the money in the United States. It was my sophomore year in high school, and I was in a car with my best friend at the time, Pete Carroll, and we're stopped at a light and I take a left on the El Camino Real, and the biggest, baddest 4x4 I've ever seen pulls up beside us. And I was looking at it, and the dude driving was Grant Gallant, and he's like, "What the fuck do you want?" And I said, "Punk, you don't want any of this. Trust and believe that." And it led to the passenger in that Bronco getting out of his car after we pulled over on the side of the road. You gotta understand, Encinitas, we were on Encinitas Boulevard, taking a left on El Camino Real. It's the heart of the shopping centers, the stores, where we pulled over. 50 yards down, there was an entrance to the sheriff's substation. Cops going in there every 5 minutes. And we pulled over. Mark gets out of the truck. I get out of the car. We converge. I see rings all over his fingers. He doesn't look like a punk. He gets in a stance like he knows how to fight. And I've seen guys win fights. They get cut by rings and get fucked up and have to go to the hospital and get stitches. So what I did is I gave a feint. He bit on it, swung. I ducked it, tackled him to the ground, and reared back and was going to punch. And I said, "Are we clear what happened here, motherfucker? Are we clear?" And he nodded his head. I said, "Bounce." Okay? Turns out he had just gotten out of the federal pen that very day. Was feeling bucky. He was in the federal pen, girl, for tax evasion. Okay? He was a drug dealer with too much money. Alright? So, me saying bounce kept him from getting contacted by the police in a fight, going back to the pen for a year violation. Alright? We became very, very good friends to the point that my first drug deal, you hear me? My first drug deal that I ever did was when I got kicked out of Notre Dame, and my mom, being the money-grubbing beep that she is, she was charging me rent. All right? I got 4 pounds of marijuana and 3 ounces of coke fronted to me, and I only owed I owed $1,600 for the marijuana and $900 for the coke. So, and it was shale. It was pure coke. You had to actually hit it at least 50-50 one time because it was too strong. It couldn't go out like that. For $2,500. I didn't realize that in 1 ounce of that cocaine, I had more than $2,500 in profit. I got cartel prices. Not as good as I'm getting now, but better than, that was my first, I didn't even do drugs. I was just friends with Mark Brandon, who was the biggest drug dealer in Southern California. Anyhow, Pete Carroll, Hawaii, Encinitas, California, my ex-best friend. Remember when I gave you that? And I said, "You guys take it over? You owe me, homeboy." Okay? I gave you a wealth of fucking drugs and got zero in return. And then we got into that little bullshit fight when you were on steroids and I was boxing and you were feeling bucky and I threw a punch and barely grazed your lips. Okay? I could have fucking made it hurt. Okay, I could have ended it at that point, but we haven't talked in, what, 30-something years because of one little incident like that? How fragile was our friendship, okay, based on what? Anyhow, get somebody that has cancer, Pete, I'll cure them with stevia, use a blender, blend all the toxins out of water, I'll drink pure H2O. They'll go healthy in astonishing speed, and word will spread, and my legend will grow. You ever seen the bad boy sticker on car windows, girl? Danielle, you ever seen a bad boy sticker on car windows? Okay, fact, not fiction. Boogaloo, the artist of the bad boy, told me it was me. He drew it after I knocked out 5 guys at Juanita's. 4 guys came to attack me, and I knocked them all out after they started a little chat. I was with 3 friends. We were at Juanita's, the best Mexican restaurant, the best little side Mexican restaurant that you ever go to. Better than Alberto's and everything up there. Anyway, I was the last to get my food, and I was standing at the counter, and I got bumped from behind, and my friends were grabbing, they weren't even paying attention. And I looked to my right, there was 2 guys, one behind me, and I looked to my left, and there was 2 guys, 4 guys total. So what I did, I went, ooh, like that Western little slogan, and I threw a rear naked elbow, whatever they call it, caught him, knocked him out, sent him to the hospital with a broken jaw. So immediately, instead of 4 guys there waiting to attack me, there was 3 guys going, what the fuck? And I have hand speed that borderlines Muhammad Ali's. I'm fast as fuck. I have blinding hand speed. The kind of will catch you and you won't even react, right? I caught them all, knocked out 4 guys in the span of, what, 15, 20 seconds. And number 5 was when we were leaving, and there was a slick, good-looking Italian guy with a beautiful girlfriend. And he gets like, what the fuck's going on here? And I'm like, it's none of your business. And he said, I'm making it my business. And when he said, I'm making it my business, I threw a lead right hand and knocked him out for number 5. So the bad boy, it's me with the goatee, or not a goatee, what am I thinking? It's me with the crew cut when I was playing football at Notre Dame. If not for my mom and for all the forces like Lou Holtz holding me back, everybody in football America knows my fucking name. Which brings me to a point. I got to talk to an attorney about suing my deceased uncle. My uncle, when I was 12 years old at a family party, handcuffed me to a tree with my hands high over my head, standing on my tiptoes. They said they were going to let me out immediately. Him and my non-blood great-grandpa, Harry Heisler. They left me there for 4.5 hours, girl, to where I had gouges from the cuffs, and it didn't draw blood, but you could see red through my skin. You feel me? Put it like this. Fred Reaver would have gone to jail as a child predator, or he who abuses kids. It would have had to been protective custody if they turned him in. All right? He turned out to be a millionaire contractor. When my uncle died, he's a race car driver, right? As his little side gig to keep him happy. When he died in an accident in a race in Mexico, after he died, the first thing my aunt did, instead of mourning, okay, instead of lamenting the fact that Fred's gone, my aunt rushed out in about a $1.5 million mansion. Well, I'm not sure if it's a mansion. I've never seen it, but it's overlooking the ocean in Encinitas, California. What I'm going to do is sue my uncle, even though he's dead, shoot his money, and my aunt will have to sell her mansion on the ocean to pay the bill. And what I'm going to do is set it up as a permanent residence for my cousins down there. Anyhow, I have to remember that. I have to have my friend Bryce Peeler, who's locked up in Salinas Valley State Prison right now. But I'll tell you what, he's a baller. He still has deep connections to the point where that's why I'm hooked up for $100 pounds from Grass Valley. I get pounds of icky, sticky green bud for $100, bro. You realize how cheap that is? You're falling asleep. That's cool. Are you getting cold? Mm-hmm. You should go inside. Anyhow, fact not fiction. Danielle, we just met. She's poor. She has Camel cigarettes that are exquisite, and she gave me two just because. Okay? You don't see rich people. Well, that's not true. Sometimes people that have money will go out of their way. I've gotten a gratuity of $50 from a lady, and it was women twice. $50 as like a little handout, and then $40. And when I got the $40 one, I already had 40 in my pocket, and it made up the 80 that it took to replace the phone that I gotten stolen when I fell asleep the night before. Anyway, there are good rich people. Okay, it's not like a disease that every rich has, but the evil rich, okay, they have too much. They can't have enough. They want more, more, more. Okay, they want to use Gavin Newsom as a foil to fuck with the homeless and make it so they can't camp out. What the fuck are they supposed to do? Where are they supposed to go? There should be a place made for them so they don't have to brave the elements and live in dire poverty in America. We should be embarrassed, okay? The people that have millions of dollars, they should adopt at least one homeless person and get them off the streets. If they did that, we wouldn't have a homeless problem anymore. But the rich don't care. They never will. And that's, Oprah, why me and my friends has to be given a chance to take over and start running the show. The rich that are in control now are trying to tank this planet. They're killing it on purpose. Okay, Elon Musk and his SpaceX trying to find a new spot to live is because they know that Earth is basically done for. If we stay in the same trajectory with internal combustion engines vanishing, vaporizing hydrogen in the smoke, forever gone, we replace all the lost water with the warning, danger, caution, toxic, will kill you chemicals that we put on this thing in the drain. That's why the water levels haven't really changed, okay? If we weren't pouring those down the drain, I'll tell you what, the ocean would be a lot farther from where it is now. There wouldn't be enough water. We're vanishing water. We're treating each other like animals. When I was 8 years old in Oakland, I witnessed mice turn into humans. My aunt gave me, as a Christmas or birthday present, the smallest little habitrail, a little box big enough for 2 mice. And instead of getting 2 male or 2 female mice, she got me a male and a female. And I saw overpopulation turn mice absolutely batshit crazy. Okay, I tried to stay ahead of the curve. I was mowing lawns and making money, buying new habitrails, but it didn't matter how big it got because they'd have a baby explosion, and it was the men fighting the women, men eating babies, tearing them apart, savage. Men going gay, fucking each other, not going after the women. I wrote a paper on it, gave it to my teacher, and that's when they started sending me to special schools. I got tested at a 154 IQ, and I'll tell you what, stoned on marijuana, I'm back there and even deeper, smarter, okay? They've done studies. Marijuana makes you smarter, makes everybody get along, makes everything wonderful, takes the pain away, and the rich want to hunt it down and make it illegal, okay? How long has it taken to get legal in California? There's still states that there's some states that you can sell a pound of marijuana for $2,500. Did you know that? $2,500 for 1 pound of marijuana. Those are the kind of people I want to know. Since I'm getting them for $100, sell it to them for $1,000 or more. Okay, give them a deal, save them money. Okay, increase the peace, increase the smoking, and everything will be good. Anyhow, I'm at 26. I go to 30. Fact, not fiction. The rich, as an entire population, there were so many selfish assholes. It's enough to take your breath away if you think about it. Okay, the poor, some of the best people you ever meet. Okay, they can't lie, they can't steal, they can't cheat, because if they do, they get fucked up and they get served. Did I already mention the black and Mexican communities policing their own? All right. It's not like that with the whites. The whites are out of control. And since I'm a vinyl when I'm rich, is it my responsibility to lead the way and show them how it's done? Fact, not fiction, Doris Reva. I'm friends with 5-star generals, okay? When I'm rich, I'm going to get them together. And what we're going to do is lay down the weapons, stop the fighting, stop the infighting, stop Bloods and Crips from fighting each other, and from the Norteños and the Sureños, come together and start doing things to save this planet and fucking the rich up at every turn, okay? The quality, I'll tell you what, I've met some of the smartest, some of the most talented. Jaime, Spider's brother, is absolutely like Michelangelo, okay? Exquisite. Can draw some of the pictures that will take your breath away, okay? Charlie Boots, Charles Demois, who's now in the, I'm drawing a blank on a white gang, Aryan Brotherhood. He's killed 2 people. I guess that he got 35 years for showing somebody how to cook an ounce of dope. He was bragging at a party, okay, showing a female how to cook an ounce of dope, trying to get laid, and they got him, okay, put him away for 35 plus years. So he's thinking his life's over, and what's the difference between 35 and life? At that point, not much. Okay, it takes a kill to get into the Aryan Brotherhood. That's what he did. Charlie Boots, you still owe me a picture of my sons. I gave it to you, and it's long gone by now, how they treat the personal property of convicts, okay, with no respect. They don't give a fuck. But I paid you, and I haven't received what we bargained for. No big deal, but maybe I can visit you, give you another picture, and have you recreate what I wanted in the first place. Gator, Aryan Brotherhood. Remember when you told me that we weren't really supposed to fuck around with blacks on the yard when I was playing chess with D-Ray? Oak Park Zilla, I believe, and a Stone Cold Killer. The finest chess player I've ever seen in my life. I can actually play chess against the computer I'm expert, and went up to like level 7 or 8, and I couldn't make a dent in D-Ray. He was so good. That's why I was willing to pay a soup a game. And I told Gator, who was Aryan Brotherhood, and was in his own cell by himself because they didn't want him to kill anybody, that I didn't play that game, that I was on there. I was like I'm like a celebrity. In all honesty, behind bars, girl, I'm a legend. I knocked out Sack Maniac Taz. Everybody on 8 West 200 pod, which is the high-powered prison pod for the North, was at their door waiting for a knife fight. They knew that Taz and my best friend in the world and Sally at the time, Bryce Peeler, were going to go at it with knives. What was going to go down was I was going to leave my cell. Taz was going to enter with a knife. The door was going to lock. And Bryce Peeler, my cellie, he had meticulously spent hours sharpening his knife to where it drew blood. The fact that Charlie Boots had a knife that might have broken the skin if you hit somebody with it, it would have done shit. Okay? But I put a stop to that, wouldn't let him come into the room, and knocked him out in front of everybody in the yard. And Bryce Peeler told me after they took me away that the Mexicans and the blacks were chanting my name, Dan Quinn, Dan Quinn, 2.5 hours after I was gone, girl. Yeah. So, Snubbz, Oak Parkzilla, I got a pound of marijuana with your name on it, homie. Okay? It started off as a quarter pound, but I thought, what the fuck, I can afford it. Barely. But I'll give you a pound just as a thank you for being my friend. Same thing goes for Spider. Even though he said I could hook up with his guy, he probably doesn't need it. Everybody can use a little love. And that's like a $1,600 come up if you sell ounces at $100, when you can break them down and sell them for a lot more. So, yeah, Oak Parkzilla, to all the Zillas out there, tell Snubbz that Dan Quinn has a pound of marijuana for Snubbz. I just have to get a hold of him. I talked with KB. I left a message. He hasn't gotten back to me. He says he knows you, Snubbz. And that'll be the start of me selling you $600 pounds of marijuana on a regular basis. I don't think you can get it that good, homie, right now. Okay? I bet you're paying more. And I'll come up, you'll come up, everybody will come up, and that's the name of the game. It should be, where everybody has more than enough. There is so much opportunity with planet Earth, Oprah Winfrey, that if the rich weren't holding back everything good, there would be more than enough for everybody. There would be too much. We'd have to export, okay, to other planets. But the rich have controlled and manipulated and divided and conquered the masses to the point where they're running amok, they're using too much, and they're no good, basically. And Donald Trump is their poster boy. He's a punk. He's a sexual predator. I cannot believe, like I said, I'm embarrassed to be American. As if us overturning the elections in Chile when they overthrew Allende, was it? And in other countries, people don't realize that Iran doesn't like us because they elected a president and we overthrew him and installed the Shah. Okay, he was pro-America, pro-oil, and people can't understand why the Iranians have so much resentment, at the very least, against the United States, because we're basically no good. Okay, we put on one. It's good enough for America to revolt and become their own country and come up, but we hold other countries down so we can manipulate and maximize our profit off their internal resources. Yeah, so we're at 34:43. Oprah Winfrey. My name is Danny Quinn. I have my tray of blasted on my stomach, stevia, turning water into a natural fuel that can power engines, fulfills the prophecy. I'm not embarrassed about it. I have it blasted. I hang out with people that fuck people up that are J-Cats. I'm not one of them, okay? I'm here to save this planet, and I'm going to use money to do it, okay? What I need, Oprah, is for a terminally ill cancer victim to start drinking pure H2O. What they'll do, they'll chug pure H2O, they'll shit up a violently foul-smelling toxic storm, okay, as the stevia cleans out their system. Stevia cleans out their system, the pure H2O. There's no bullshit going back into their system. They go so amazingly healthy, 100% cured in such astonishing speed that people will be like, oh my God, what do we have here? Okay? Magic in water. Okay? Water that cures. Cancer, diabetes, and obesity gone forever. We could actually make Earth into a health utopia by using enough stevia and blending out all the toxins that are making people sick and killing this planet. How is it that some fish are so toxic it's not even good to eat them, but you still fish them because people like to catch them? How does that go down? Okay, in generation after generation, okay, of human. All right, humans are the worst thing that ever happened to this planet. If we're not put in check quickly, we're gonna kill it. All right, I don't know if Earth is actually salvageable because we use so much water in internal combustion engines and vaporize them in the smoke. That's one thing. You fill up a tank of gas, Oprah, with liquid, and it's vaporized, gone forever in the smog, okay? Where does the hydrogen go? Well, it's gone forever. We're replacing it with warning, danger, caution, toxic chemicals that they sell us to use. We pour them down the sink of the drain, and that keeps the water levels even. I've mentioned this before. We'll go to 40. So, Snubbz, my number is 916-910-8172. That 8172 is fortuitous. It was easy to remember. It's Tim Brown and John Askin that I played football with at Notre Dame. I remember their numbers, put them together, I don't forget. But 916-910-8172. Give me a call, homeboy. And when I get wheels, I just bought a Lexus. It has to go through probate. It has to change title before they can give it to me. Okay? But I bought a Lexus, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to live out of it. I'm going to buy a all-blue Neapolitan Mastiff puppy named Zeus.
I'll get your vitals later.
Okay. And make deliveries. $70 for an ounce, $600 for a pound. $600 for a pound if I like you. Okay, if you're worthy. Give you a come up every time. At $600, you're making, if you just sell the ounces at $100 a piece, and they're bomb, they're fire, they're a treat. You smell it, okay? It's the shit. People clamor for it. They want more, more, more. If you just sold ounces, 16 at $100, you're making an $1,100 profit every time you touch it, okay? It's a come up. It's a gift. And I'm willing to do that to people that deserve it. So, Danny Quinn can't stand most whites, identifies Spider, Nuestra Familia, Supermax, ADX, Florence, Colorado. I would rather program Northern, okay, than go white, because at least you know that you're not going to get stabbed in the back unless you fuck up, okay? You got to do something bad, and it's not like that with the whites, man. They'll stick it in your fucking back and take your wallet at the same time as they're shaking their hand. Okay. Yeah, that's if I ever go back to jail, which I don't plan on. So with that said, Danny Quinn will one day become the richest man on the planet.
I just gotta get him. I won't interrupt. The nurse needs him so she can know to get if she needs to give him that or not. So I just borrow yours and I'll make it quick.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in a skilled nursing facility. My legs blew up to about 1.5 times bigger than they should when I was walking, okay, because I don't have a car. And
You okay?
I got some kind of an infection
You want me to push you on tight?
that
Okay.
started seeping out of my legs to where my legs are normal size now, but I'm covered in scabs. Okay, I was oozing pus, blood. It was disgusting. But that's going to be behind me in short order. Anyway, Oprah, Danny Quinn is going to become the richest man on the planet, and with that, what he's going to do is end slavery. It's going to start with women to men. Women should be running the show. If it weren't for women, men would have fucked this planet off long ago, and we got to get them back in charge. The fact that we elected Donald Trump over Kamala Harris is disgusting, and like I said, I'm embarrassed to be an American because of it.